Acknowledgement this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We respectfully acknowledge the City of Corner Brook as the ancestral homeland of different populations of Indigenous people. We also acknowledge with respect the rich histories and cultures of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of the province of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Thank you very much. Before we approve the agenda, we're going to make one small edit. We'll add item 3.2, cat hoarding situation. Okay?
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
I'll add one topic to the agenda as well.
Yeah, what's that?
Could I get an update, or could we get an update on the the change parking on Humber Park?
Chief Medical Officer, okay. We'll put that there with the business arising as well.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, would someone like to move the approval of the agenda, please?
So moved.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second.
Seconder, perfect. All those in favor?
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. Okay, we have some minutes from Committee of the Whole from September 25th. Would someone like to move the approval of the minutes, please?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Seconder?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Any questions or issues with those? No? Yes? We could deal with business
Business,
arising or
okay.
something, okay?
Yeah, you
But the minutes themselves are fine?
Fine, yeah.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Counter-minded? Carried. So business arising, Deputy, you had something there?
Yes, fall leaf collection. Have we settled on a date for that yet?
Fall leaf collection. Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, I'll confirm the date, but I know staff is looking into it, I just don't recall the date.
Okay, no sweat. Okay, I have another one.
Yep, go ahead.
On the street sweeper, I had a call today from somebody who was upset that the street sweeper was out before the leaves were raked to the curb. So I just want, I guess, clarification. I know the answer to this. I just want the public to know the clarification on what is the purpose of the street sweeper, and I guess that's it.
Okay. I don't know if anyone there wants to answer that, or maybe just correct my error, and I will make the same assumption that I know why. We ask that people don't put leaves in the gutter. Leaves don't belong in the gutter. They do clog up our storm sewer system quite a bit. So that cleaning is not related to fall leaf collection. Does that sound correct?
That sounds correct to me. They're trying to keep the storm drains open, that's the intent there.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Good?
Yeah,
Is that your understanding as well, Deputy?
it definitely was.
Okay, good.
And I know why it happens at this time, yeah, okay.
Perfect. Anything else there?
Mr. Mayor.
Pothole-
Oh, yeah, wait.
Sorry.
So we'll let you finish off. Go
Okay,
ahead.
pothole and paper cut update, after hearing from a lot of people that are getting their pavement cuts paid?
Yeah, and Mr. Charters, do you have some info on that?
I don't have that information.
No.
Okay. I understand there is a lot more work to do still before the snow.
Okay, and what would be the end date on that when the snow comes? Is that what it is?
That'll really depend on the contractors when the asphalt plant's closed, so it's usually in November. Yeah.
Okay, one more?
Go ahead.
Okay, this one is for protective services, off-leash dogs. What is the process to report? And when somebody is injured and bitten, what's the process do they take then?
Mr. Flynn?
In the situation of a injury, a person being injured by a dog bite or whatever, that goes right to the RNC.
Okay.
And the RNC will engage our officers in the retrieval or impounding of that animal, but the RNC will take the lead on the file.
We have dogs that are off leash that are walking next to their owner but are not on leashes, and there's several complaints I've had on this now. The resident don't want to confront the person, the dog owner, so how do we handle this as a city?
Mr. Flynn?
Those type of incidents, they need to be reported. You know, if people don't want to identify their name or themselves or whatever, we still can take the information, collect the information, and do patrols as a result of their information.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Okay, who else was it?
Mr. Mayor, I was just gonna update on the fall leaf collection. It is the week of November 6th, 10th. There was a note put out by staff a while ago.
Perfect.
Just put it in a clear bag with your regular garbage. And I did have one other thing, Mr. Mayor, just on the Great Trail enhancement. Obviously, people are very excited about what's going on through, and every time I go down, there's something new completed. Looks good, but I noticed that people are actually knocking down the fence to go over the bridge over Peaches. And I was there yesterday on my bike, and the fence was knocked down on one side and half knocked down on the other side. No workers, obviously, it was on the weekend. And I ran into at least 3 people who wanted to go over that bridge. And I said, well, you know, it's not finished yet, so I wouldn't go over it. But somebody went on with their dog anyway. And somebody came up on a motorcycle and said, are we allowed to ride on this with our, you know, motorcycles? And then he turned around and he said, you know, it used to be an ATV trail or whatever, which, okay. But he was nice enough and just turned around and went back. But just a reminder, I guess, to the public that the project is not finished.
No.
And we keep getting, you know, some people making complaints about, you know, various things, but, you know, they did pave the section now between the mill and Griffin Drive, is nice. They did take care of Star Street, as we discussed the last time, so hopefully that takes care of that issue. Some work has to be done on some curbs. One was done, the others will get done. I don't know when the project is supposed to finish for the winter, say, but I don't know if they're gonna get it all done, but, you know, they're working on it. And the only question that I had yesterday was about the interpretive panels that are supposed to go, I guess, along the trail, and what is going on them and where the information came from. Somebody did ask me if, along the way, do we have an intention of putting any information on the train wreck that occurred down there? And I thought there was, but I wasn't sure, so I wanted to ask.
Yeah, Mr. Charters, give us a...
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, that is an active construction site, so if there's a barricade up, please stay out. It's not safe yet. The contractor's still working on it. They're doing some paving now. They're coming to close, but it is still an active construction site, so I'll say that. Under this contract, the sign bases are being put in for the interpretive signage. We're working directly with the museum and those folks from Crow Gulch to establish what the signs are going to say, and you'll probably see that next year. But the bases are just in this year, but we've been working on it, and we'll continue to work on it over the winter. We want to make sure it's perfect, so we'll get it in next year.
Okay, so I don't know where the train wreck occurred exactly, 1966 I think it was, but we had one death there at the time. So I was asked to mention it and asked if that information is included or not.
Yeah, that was one that came along with Crow Gulch, was another
Yes, right.
important area to recognize as well. So yeah, that's going to be very, very nice.
Okay.
But
Yeah, it looks really good now,
yeah,
so I can't wait to see it when it's finished.
I did hear from one of the residents that was concerned about the Star Street section, and since they've seen what's being done there, they were quite pleased with what it was.
It's
So,
much easier to go across now.
yeah, it's sometimes difficult to imagine the way it'll work until it's actually completed, unfortunately, but it's a good job. And someone over here, yes.
Thank you,
Councillor
Mr.
Gill.
Mayor. With respect to the Mount Bernard Avenue reconstruction,
Yep.
in the minutes here, it says that it'll stop likely at Randolph Street for 2023. Somebody actually asked me recently, would that open up in its entirety through the winter before the spring work starts again? Will that be a wide open thoroughfare again in the wintertime? Okay.
Mr. Charters?
Yes, through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, similar to what happened last year. Once they get to, that's the goal, to get to Randolph Street, which I believe is work zone 5 out of 8. Once they get there, they'll button it up for the winter. They'll put the base course asphalt on it, and it'll be open for the winter. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Anything else there? Okay. Councillor Grander, you had a question about the no parking on Humber Park?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you, and thank you for allowing me to put on the agenda. I had a constituent that brought this to my attention a few weeks ago. I was out of the province, and I did email council and the mayor and directors, and just asking for an update tonight, which I gave courtesy to the director that I would do so. On Humber Park, even numbers are on the east and odd numbers are on the west. The north-facing slope intersects Reed Street, as we all know, and the south-facing slope intersects West Valley Road. Up until September this particular year, parking was permitted on the east side of the street on the north-facing slope and on the west side of the street on the south-facing slope. And in September, it was brought to my attention that There's now no parking anywhere on Humber Park. And to this constituent that brought to my attention, says that the new arrangement is over-restrictive, conducted without consultation, or more importantly, I guess, notification, and would like to see some arrangements made to rectify the current situation. He goes on to say that he's lived there, or they've lived there since 1985, and through them hasn't seen any parking issues for all those years that he's been there. And with no parking on the street, technically you're not even allowed then to move cars out on the street to wash them or clean them, or if you have a company coming over, they face ticketing without any objective of being able to park either on the left, in certain part of the street, or on the right on the other part of the street. So I said to him that I would bring it to council for clarification, but also for some rectification, in the sense of being able to solve the issue, because it's a concern for those people.
Maybe Mr. Charters, I guess, could give us, enlighten us on that road?
Sure, through you, Mr. Mayor. A complaint was brought to our attention, and I know everybody's seen it when some cars go over a blind hill, especially on a narrow road. They don't perhaps stay on their side of the road if there's a car parked there. Anyway, there is a definite safety issue there. It's very standard practice to restrict parking on both approaches to a blind hill. When we went out to look at the signage actually did restrict parking on both sides. All we did was go out and enhance it to make it more enforceable. So that said, safety to me is the number one reason why we did it. We never restrict parking just for a matter of convenience, which we're asked to a lot, I might add. That said, we have not gone back to look at it. It is on our list to do, and we will certainly take a look at it to see if there's any areas of the street that we can relax. But again, if we don't feel that it's safe to do that, we won't do that. But we will absolutely have another look at it.
Mr. Mayor, not to debate, but I would like to see that we would go back sooner rather than later to reevaluate the street, and we can discuss it at another time. I think I would like to see a city go back and reevaluate that decision, keeping in mind safety. We're all for safety, but also to see if there's an alternative to at least solving some of that particular issue for the residents that live on the street. Director referenced a complaint, but yet I have other people that have said that they haven't seen any particular issues, and we can't control how people drive up any street in the city. And perhaps that's a bigger question that we need to address with regard to speed limits on some of our side streets as opposed to our main thoroughfares. That's something that we might need to have some discussion on, as other communities have done so in Newfoundland. But I'd like to ask the director to sooner rather than later go back, and I don't mean months from now, I mean in the next few days, to go back and have a look at what we might be able to do on Humber Park for that particular issue.
And maybe,
Bring back a report.
yeah, maybe Mr. Charters, again, you could just review the finding there and, give us some potential options, or just to make sure that I guess that we have reviewed that properly, and then send something out to council to let them know what you found.
Will do.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor?
Councillor?
Director?
May I comment on this as well?
Yes.
I received correspondence as well, which I think I shared, where a resident who lives in that area was interested in turning Humber Park into a one-way street as a continuation from North Street, which of course is one-way heading in the same direction. If it were a one-way street, you could have parking all the way along one side of the road for sure, because they wouldn't have to worry about oncoming traffic on the blind hill. Anyway, just throwing that out there as maybe another option to investigate.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
Yep, thank you, Mr. Mayor.
No problem. We have, okay, so I wanted to just address, we had an unfortunate cat hoarding situation a couple weekends back. I just want to let everyone know that the cats are safe and warm and cared for right now. We're working with our partners at the SPCA to find homes for these animals. And we look forward to working with the SPCA board to resolve this sooner rather than later. So that's all we want to say. Just make sure everyone knows the cats are okay. Okay, we have some proclamations this month. October was declared Rett Syndrome Awareness Month. Rett syndrome is a rare genetic neurological disorder that occurs almost exclusively in girls. It leads to severe impairments affecting nearly every aspect of the individual's life. October 2nd was declared Wrongful Conviction Day. October 7th was declared International Trigeminal Neuralgia Awareness Day. Again, I apologize for my pronunciation. But it is a very painful disease and is triggered by simple day-to-day activities. October 8th to 14th was declared Fire Prevention Week, and we've had a number of interesting events and things going on for Fire Prevention Week. October 6th was declared Green Sports Day, and that's not for people who play with the Celtics. That's for environmentally friendly sports. October 1 to 7 was declared National Breastfeeding Week. Breastfeeding is recommended for optimal nutrition and healthy growth. And October 15th to 21 this week, and we did this yesterday, was declared Small Business Week. Or today is Monday, right? It feels like Tuesday already. But yes, we had a wonderful group up for Small Business Week, which is this week. So there's a lot going on this month. Next, I'll ask Councillor Pender to talk about Mount Bernard Avenue reconstruction change order.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is a change order, notice number 8-21-3090. And it is a change order for the supply and installation of 2 additional 1,400 millimeter HDPE pipes along with a custom storm chamber and head wall, which are required on this project to facilitate proper storm infrastructure in the area. In addition, grouting and sealing of the active manhole will also be included in change order number 8. So be resolved that the City of Corner Brook Council approve the change order number 8 for Mount Bernard Avenue reconstruction for Marine Contractors, Inc. in the amount of $156,639.72, HST included. I so move.
Okay, seconder on that one.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this?
Mr. Mayor, my only question is, where is this located? Because it just says Mount Bernard Avenue.
Okay, Mr. Charters, I don't know how technically deep you're into this file.
I'm definitely not technically deep into this. I believe it's in the Randolph Street area,
Okay,
but I'm not positive about that.
all right, I thought it might be because there was an issue way back a number of years ago in that area, and I suspect this is hopefully the correction to that water issue.
I hope as well.
Okay,
Okay.
in that case, good move.
Any other questions on this one?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor, just a quick question. I don't know if it's related directly to this, but it's, a few minutes ago, we talked about the completion of the Mount Bernard Avenue reconstruction. Are we delayed on that particular project? Because I was under the understanding that it would have been complete during the fall of this particular year. So did we get delayed somewhere along the way? Because of weather last year or some extra work that would have to be done? And what impact does that have on potential opening of the hospital, which would be next spring, I believe, is it?
Yeah, next summer,
Next
yeah.
summer.
Mr. Charters?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, there has been a delay on the construction. A lot of things under the ground, surprise, surprise, that weren't expected. There was a lot of rock in the ground, which we did not anticipate, so yes, it did slow it down, but those are some of the reasons. Very complex dig, if you can appreciate that. There's everything in the ground there. How it will impact the opening of the hospital, it will not. What I've been told is as you build from low to high. So we've got past the pinch point that we're most concerned about, and as you build those projects, you build capacity into the system as you go. So we're not worried about it. Ideally, yes, we would have loved to have it done this year, but we feel, the first question I asked my guys, are you worried? And they said no. We should be good. Of course, we would have preferred to have it done this construction season, but we want it done right, so we don't have to touch that street for 25, 30 years.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions?
Nope.
Okay, let's vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Deputy Mayor, we have a confirmation of an order.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Since the previous meeting of council, the following order was issued by Department of Community Engineering, Development and Planning, and therefore must be confirmed by council pursuant to section 109.4 of the Urban Rural Planning Act. So the order number was 2023-04. The date of issue was September 29, 2023. The civic address and location was 29 Wellington. The violation was section 102 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act, and the order was the stop work order. Section 109.4 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act 2000 requires that all orders issued by the authority be confirmed by a majority of council at the next meeting of council after the order is made. If the order is not confirmed by council in this manner, it shall be considered to be canceled. Proposed resolution. In accordance with section 109.4 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act, the following orders hereby confirmed by council. Order 2023-04, I so move.
Okay, thank you. A seconder on that one?
Second, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Questions on this? Again, as the deputy said, these orders are done by our staff, and then council has to confirm them at the next public meeting. Okay, yes?
So the violation, section 102 of the Urban and Rural Planning Act, what does that mean?
I'm not sure that's specific, but if you look at the background there in the stop work order, it does say that no building or occupancy permits
Okay.
were granted
Want to
there.
know for the public.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so let's, did we get a seconder on that?
Yes.
Okay, yes, sorry. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried, thank you. This is something I should have prepared for better, because this is not a simple operation. We have a home-based business first. Let's do that first. Councillor Griffin, if you would, discretionary use, home-based business, 209 Curling.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Corner Brook has received an application to operate a home-based business from the property located at 209 Curling Street, which is located in a residential medium-density zone. The nature of the proposed business is to provide relaxation therapy to one client at a time for items such as guided imagery, guided mediation, massage techniques, IPL laser therapy, etc. A home-based business is a discretionary use of the City of Corner Brook development regulations for the zone in which the dwelling is located. A notice to occupants was delivered to residents in the immediate vicinity of the subject property, and as a result, one submission was received. This submission consisted of an email in which a local resident was not in favor of this proposal due to parking concerns, such as no parking in this section of Curling Street, concerns for winter parking. A site visit by city staff confirmed that the property has 2 parking spaces which meet the parking requirements for both the single dwelling and the proposed home-based business. Be it resolved that the Council of the City of Corner Brook approve the application to operate a home-based business from the dwelling located at 209 Curling Street in accordance with Regulation 11, discretionary powers of authority. I so do declare. Yes.
We got you.
I so moved.
There you go. Would someone like to second that?
Mr. Mayor, second it.
Thank you. Any questions on this item? Seems like a pretty straightforward one.
Yep.
Good, okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Okay, this is the one with the very complex process. Not really. We have the election of deputy mayor. So in accordance with section 28 of the City of Corner Brook Act, council is required to conduct an annual election for the position of deputy mayor. As presiding officer of council, the mayor conducts the nomination in accordance with the process outlined below. And I won't read the whole process, but I will call for nominations. Can I get it? Yes.
I'd like to nominate current deputy mayor, Linda Chason.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? Okay, hearing none, I will declare that Deputy Mayor current is Deputy Mayor for the year coming. Congratulations.
Hey.
Okay, that was easy, wasn't it? Were you worried?
Oh, very.
Okay.
Pressure was on.
Okay, we have next Councillor Gill, a very important issue, affordable housing. So Councillor, you and I know Councillor Keeping as well has some thoughts on this. So please go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The city's Community Partners Advisory Committee, which is co-chaired by Councillor Keeping and me, has heard repeatedly from representatives of the Community Mental Health Initiative, the Status of Women Council, Halibu Full First Nation Band, and the Salvation Army, who attest to the lack of affordable housing in Corner Brook. As of the committee's September 13th meeting, there were at least 34 people in emergency shelters, transitional housing, or emergency accommodations, and at least 14 people sleeping in tents, vestibules, and other untenable conditions. The needs of the community are addressed in the 2022 study, Quantifying Housing Needs in Western Newfoundland, where researchers at Grenfell Campus, Memorial University, and their partners have documented a lack of affordable housing in Corner Brook. The study identified 51 individuals experiencing homelessness or at risk of becoming homeless. Just under half of these live in Corner Brook. 80% of respondents were sheltered but living in temporary places, including shelters, transitional housing with family members, with friends, or in short-term temporary rentals, or in institutional care. The remaining 20% were unsheltered, living in public or outdoor spaces, in vehicles, and in abandoned or vacant buildings. It is clear that Corner Brook City Council must acknowledge this crisis and be supportive of those who are working to provide solutions. Therefore, be it resolved that Corner Brook City Council support and encourage CHMI, the Corner Brook Status of Women Council, Halibu First Nation Band, and the Salvation Army in their joint efforts to address the housing crisis in Corner Brook, and to meet with these and any other groups as necessary to help them in their work to establish additional affordable housing in the city. I so move, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much. Would someone like to second that? Second it, thank you.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I have to declare a conflict of interest because it does mention Halibu First Nation Band,
Okay.
so I'd like to bring that to your attention.
Okay, would you like the council to rule on it, or?
Sure.
Okay, so could we get a motion, yes, confirming, or, I guess,
I'll say he's in conflict.
you'll say he's in a conflict?
Second that, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, all those in favor of the councillor being in a conflict, say aye.
Aye.
Contraminded, carried. So yes, you can sit this one out, councillor. Actually, technically, sorry,
Yes.
you have to go back and sit.
I'm supposed to move over there.
You got to sit in the gallery,
Just
yes.
move the chair back.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's, yeah. Yeah, it's some small changes in the rules, that's all. Okay, we have a second on that. Okay, questions on this one? Yes.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we all know, we've been hearing in the media, as Councillor did a good job in presenting it, the issues with regard to homelessness and housing in the province across the country, and also here in Corner Brook. It was good to hear this afternoon, I think late today or late this morning, when the provincial government announced the request for quotations to repair 143 units, I do believe, in the province, and I believe there was 14 in Western. Now, I know Western encompasses more than Corner Brook, but I suspect that some of that money will go towards repairs of some of the units, the vacant units that are existing in Corner Brook and other parts of Western Newfoundland. So that's a good start, and I support this motion, Mr. Mayor. But I also posed a question to all of us sitting around the table: is there anything else? And we don't need to, have a debate on it tonight, but is there anything else that the city of Corner Brook can do with regard to even supporting a unit, or 2 units, or 3 units, anything with land, anything with a tax base? If we put our heads together as collectively, beyond what this motion talks about tonight, what we might be able to do to shed some light on, to assist the homeless people in our city and or low-income housing. But, Mr. Mayor, I do support the motion that was put forward this evening. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Anyone else? No? I would like to say too that, yes, thank you for bringing it forward. I know you and Councillor Keeping have been interacting there. I think, Deputy Mayor, I heard your name too come up recently with some of these groups as well. I do think that this is a pressing need for our community, there's no doubt. And these groups you mentioned in particular do a great job in our community when it comes to supporting the needs of the vulnerable in our society. But I will go back to the Newfoundland Labrador housing issue, because they brought up Councillor Granter. I actually interpreted that today as, I wasn't very pleased actually, that only 12 units of that 143, when we know that there are dozens of units currently shuttered in the Crestview area. I know councillors have arranged meetings with Newfoundland Labrador Housing to find out and hope bring back some more information to council on the plan going forward. Specifically, there was an RFP out for emergency shelter, low barrier emergency shelter. But I have to say that I do think I agree with us providing assistance and land and things like that. We currently don't have anyone on staff that has housing in their bailiwick, if you know what I mean. It's not something that's been historically in the city jurisdiction since we had the, I think, Corner Brook Housing Corporation. I wholeheartedly support this. I think it's a great idea. But I think we also, as a council, we need to, I think we need to put the feet to the fire to the province a little bit on this. Those houses can't remain shuttered and with no alternative in place. Hotel Corner Brook won't do it. So anyway, my 2 cents. Shouldn't be debating from the chair, but I do want to make that statement. Yes.
Well, I think that's a good first start to supporting the committee.
Yeah.
Right, go, you know, like be a voice of the committee to go after the government and say 12 is not enough. You know, we need more and support them that route. I think that's a good first step. I think the other thing too, the mindset of the homeless is, you know, like people living on the street and stuff like that. But I'm sure there's families around who, because of rental going up and stuff like that, will find yourself without a home, you know, like, so it's not all what we're seeing on TV is, you know, I mean, it is a problem that goes beyond that kind of thing. And it's, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better, it seems to be getting worse, and everybody's talking about it, but we need some action, and sooner the better, and I think this would be a good first step.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, I think we can take it to a vote, if everyone's amenable. Okay? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Counterminded? Carried. Thank you very much. And I trust we can work through the Community Partners Committee to arrange, I guess, get the ball rolling on some further meetings?
Absolutely, Mr. Mayor. Yeah.
Okay.
And looking forward, as you mentioned, looking forward to meeting with the representative of NLHC this week.
Excellent. Okay.
Mr. Mayor, before
Yes,
I just,
go ahead.
I'm wondering, I was asked when the ATVs on the streets,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, that's soon going to come to an end. Do we have a date for that?
Mr. Flynn?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, November 15th is the last day that you can ride a ATV on our designated routes in the city. And I do want to add, too, that trail, the Great Canadian Trail, is not an ATV route.
Yes.
So
It won't, and it's not designed for it.
it's not
just
designed
now while
for
we're in
it.
construction, when it's actually ready.
It's definitely not for that purpose, so I just want to reiterate that as well.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, that being the end, I will declare this meeting adjourned. I'll ask council, though, we'll just take a little break.